Gonna happen. Welcome everyone to why does that say Imbolc 2022? It's Imbolc 2025. I borrowed the slide, but there's so much new information in here. I do have the right date. Let's call in sacred space. Ah, let's everybody ground, myself included. Let's all take a big deep breath in. And as we exhale, let's drop our grounding cords, send our roots, connect to the core of Mama below our feet. She is our source, one of them. And then inhale, draw that earth energy up, up, up through your body, send it up and out through the top of the head. Connect with the heart of the divine above us. And then inhaling, drawing that cosmic energy down through your body, sending it all the way down into the earth, activating the as above, so below flow. And connecting with that flow, breathing in, breathing out, activate the as within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give such great thanks to be here right now on this beautiful planet in our wonderful, magical bodies doing this sacred work. Moving to the south, we welcome water. We welcome clear, clean current emotions. We welcome love and flow and joy and abundance. Moving to the west, we welcome air and mind, the invisible, the unseen realm. We welcome all of our guides, angels, allies, and helpers in that realm. And moving to the east, we welcome fire and movement and passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we welcome our divine feminine and our divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We call that beautiful energy down through our bodies. We call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize that energy through us. And we welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls into the circle. We ask that all of these energies be with us, pray with us, and dance with us for our mutual benefit. Oh, it's coming. Here we go. Turn it up, Cap. All right. Let's dive in. And you know how we do, in keeping with what we always do, I want you to really, because this time right now, whew, take a minute, close your eyes, drop into your body, and just take a breath. And then take another one. We've just finished 2024 and January 2025, and we're all still here. We're still standing, ready to plant our seeds. So just breathe a little bit and just be aware of what's in your body right now and what your body is signaling you to do right now. And we'll move into the next slide. So let's talk about Imbolc before we do anything else. Traditionally, this day, I mean, the reason it's called that is because this is when the milk comes in for all the sheep. But it's also in many Celtic traditions, the first day of spring. And it's celebrated generally. And I know we've been on the Gregorian calendar for so long, and everybody tells us the first day of spring is in March. Y'all, right now, it is blizzarding up north in the northern United States where Mary is, and it's going to be 60 degrees here in the Midwest. But then it's going to be 10 degrees on Friday. So it's like that's what happens during this time of year. And especially now that mom is moving around, she's putting on her party clothes, she's getting ready for a whole new thing. And so we live on her back. We need to get ready with her. So generally around this time, or what this does is it marks the quarter cross, the halfway point between the December solstice and the March equinox. And usually people celebrate it like the main ceremony. We always set it on February 1st, February 2nd. But the exact date astrologically this year is today, the 3rd, and the window continues and through tomorrow and even the next day. So I'm going to quote Caitlin here again because it's still true. She said it a few years ago, but this is still happening. We are all standing on the edge of an old reality, moving toward the light of something new, more expansive, more inspiring, and even perhaps something that may not have seemed possible before now. And more change is on the horizon. So as we begin February on the heels of the full planetary alignment, we have an opportunity to harness the energy of grace and forward movement and begin to anchor in the changes that we know, not the ones that we just want to see, but the ones we know we came here to bring in and bring through. So it behooves all of us, and I tell my priestesses this all the time, no matter what is out picturing, we hold the vision and plant the seeds of the future. And I know that right now it may feel like the world is spinning out of control. All of us are very busy. All of our nervous systems are overloaded. And you may be thinking, how am I supposed to? I have been thinking, how am I supposed to create in the middle of all this? When that happens, it's time to return to the place where you can reconnect. Mama's lap. You might have to get your boots on, Mare. Take a fleece blanket. That's what I tell my people out here. But remember, this is where we came from. Our physical bodies are made out of the same thing she's made out of. When we need to feel safe, this is the safest place to be. She holds the wisdom we seek. And we are all going through an amazing metamorphosis. You know, when we watch it, what's out picturing everywhere right now, it can feel a little freaky, but gone are the days when we can crawl around and munch on leaves like the caterpillar. If you've been feeling like you can't get your bearings, like things are a little soupy and you don't know which way to go, that would be the chrysalis. That would be that meltdown place where everything is we're trying to find our way and nothing feels normal. Um, so I really want to um, encourage all of you to trust what your body is telling you. Um, because this is our chance, you know, when the little caterpillar melts down into nothingness and he's in the chrysalis, he has no idea what's happening and does not know that he's growing wings as yet. Um, but we do. We have the benefit of knowing what's going on. And this is our chance. Once again, I love mom because there's always a do over, but we really get to start over this time. I mean, you've heard me talk about the planets. You know that this is the new age of Aquarius. We're in Chinese New Year, the year of the wood snake. Um, we're already beginning to see the beginnings of what transformation can look like. And remember, in that meltdown process and even in the birthing process, it's messy. So if it feels a little messy, we're right on target. We're right on track. Um, and we're blessed enough to be stepping through the biggest portal of transformation in human history. When, you know, when we leave this realm, we all will get to say, I was there when that happened. And I helped usher in the new. So, once again, for those of you that may not have been with me at the new moon, we're full on in the age of Aquarius, but we do have tons of support. Pluto entered into Aquarius in November and is going to stay there for 40 plus years. And I've already spoken many times about the other quote unquote gods of change, but the other outlying planets that are changing signs this year all at the same time. Just to give you a heads up, get comfortable. It's like do your work while, you know, while we're in this window and Pluto has just moved into Aquarius. That is such a big indicator for trauma work, for inner work. If you're feeling off, go back and look at everything. All of the old little memories that seem to drift through your brain, and you're wondering, why is that here? It's here to be cleared, it's here to be cleansed. And there's a lot of, I think Mars and Chiron are both really squaring off and pushing us toward um, inner work. So, you know, be proactive, clean your stuff. Right now, the sun is in Aquarius, Mercury's in Aquarius, Uranus, the ruling planet of Aquarius, is direct. Tonight, Venus moves into Aries. So it's go time. Um, I'm not going to lie, this transformation is going to require courage and initiative. Um, We're going to have to do the things we know to do for ourselves, even self-care. You may feel in your body like a slug, like you just want to sit, you don't want to do anything. And you need to probably give yourself a little bit of that time, but don't stay in it. You know, it can be addictive. And hopefully today you're going to get a big boost of juice. So the moon squares Mars and it's pushing us to go after our passions and desires. Sometimes when we do that, we can get a little too pushy. So you want to be careful of being too competitive and short tempers. There's a lot of short tempers floating around out there right now. Stay off the screens as much as you can. Oh, please, just do it. I do feel like a slug um, because there's just too much rhetoric floating around and it can distract you. But um, there can also, in this kind of energy right now, there can be this impulse to do things impulsively. So just chill. It's like find the balance. Um, Mercury is forming a trine. Those are always beneficial with Jupiter, and Venus and Jupiter are together as well. So that's a good, you know, we've got Mercury in Aquarius. Venus is moving into Aries. Um, I can't remember what Jupiter's in right now. It'll come to me. At any rate, it's a good team to make us very optimistic. And so hopefully, even though you may feel like a slug, um, my job is to get you inspired. And that's the job of these planets right now, is to get you inspired and motivate us to begin to work together, to be, you know, to play nice, to give each other the benefit of the doubt, um, to have good conversations with each other and have a positive outlook on life right now. It would be so easy to keep your nose in the news and stay fearful. And that is the absolute opposite of what we need to be doing right now. It's time for us to be hopeful and optimistic about the future because truly, think about when you till the ground. It looks chaotic, but what you're doing is planting seeds. And what all of you may be feeling is imagine what it feels like to be a seed in the ground. And you're trying to push out of your shell so that you can begin to grow. Everything you're feeling right now is normal, but the impulse to grow is within all of us. So, and it's going to happen no matter what. It's like you are programmed for that. So it's going to happen. So it's, you know, because we're conscious beings, we get to choose how we think and how we feel. So we can benefit from thinking about the big picture and planting the seeds of our grand ideas, our goals, all of those things we want to learn and share, the truth of who we are and what we're here to put out there, what frequency we're here to hold and plant. So may I suggest that we do all of it with grace. And many of you have heard this before. It's right out of the Gene Keys, but I thought it was very appropriate for all of the rhetoric that's flying around out there. Grace is a presence that descends on humanity. And like all the cities, it requires that we meet it halfway, which for us humans may seem like a very long way. This is, after all, a perfected state in which everything about you and your life will be changed permanently. When true grace descends, it wipes out your past karma in a flash. It also wipes out the karma of your ancestors and all their ancestors. Grace softens your rough edges and puts a permanent end to your fear and leaves you in no doubt whatsoever about your divinity. It also ensures that you will never again forget. It is impossible to measure in words the sheer number of blessings that grace bestows when it alights on us. You cannot hide from grace. It's your nature. It's your inheritance. It's the soul of the world. It's also a state that is beyond the laws of our world. If grace touches you, you no longer create karma. If grace touches you, you no longer have your own destiny, but become a musical instrument tuned and played by the gods. With grace, all human emotion is instantly transformed into love. It's not a state with which most human beings are very familiar. But as a species, however, we are moving into a new epoch that will be marked by grace. So that's where we're going. So I'm going to give you some time, all of us some time. With all of that in mind, what are the new seeds that you want to plant in this new seedbed of creation? I always wish I could play us music, but I can't. All right. While you all are writing, I'm going to go ahead and share some of the cards that I pulled for us today. And I pulled an alchemy card because why not? That's what we're in. And this is the perfect card for where we are, dissolution. um, the natural consequence of the calcination experience, which is the first step in alchemy, is dissolution. This step works on the heart and the ego to release buried emotions that conceal or distort our true nature. All of our beliefs are couched and held together with emotions, the feeling responses that cause us to continue to hold them. In order for the breaking down of old beliefs to happen, or old anything to happen, the emotions must be unlocked. Usually, these events are experienced by extreme high or low emotional events, like lots of tears and then extreme euphoria, as well as the release takes place and we see and feel the new vision. So many of you may find yourself feeling one of these things. If you find yourself here, lean in to the emotion rather than running from it. Let yourself really feel it. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling it? Do you need to create some space in your life and allow the meltdown to happen? Let it happen so you can get to the other side, because on the other side is what's going to grow in the spring. So you may want to include that in your journaling or in what you're thinking about as far as planting seeds. And then in Earth, and I thought all of these cards were very appropriate for where we are. We need big Earth energy right now. Capricorn, I call Capricorn the sustainer. Capricorn teaches us the value of structure and form. She encourages us to administrate, oversee, and play our endeavors from a place of maturity and discipline. She helps us prepare for the future and encourages us to think globally. We've heard that before today, to create sustainable structures that will stand the test of time. Capricorn promotes hard work and practical business sense. She encourages us to be ambitious, responsible, effective, efficient, and goal oriented as we bring new structures into earthly form, and to create organizations and systems designed to last and support the generations to come. Capricorn is the earth point at the cross of the winter solstice. The sun is in Capricorn generally from December 22nd to January 19th. So, what structures does Capricorn want you to establish for yourself? So, as we move forward, that is a very powerful and potent energy to pull in as you begin to think about what you want to birth this year. So, journal with Earth and Capricorn, see what they have to tell you. Water, connection. Water as an element has connective qualities. It can bind other substances together. This binding quality can turn random vegetables into soup and pigments and canvas into a painting. Connections between humans can dispel loneliness, lower stress, generate love, and heal wounds. The connective powers of water are deep and rich. They are here to serve you. Where do you need more connection? So journal with water. Maybe time to reach out to some like-minded folks and connect. And once again, this is perfect. Air, holding with the mind. In the wheel of creation, air lives in the west door. Here it has the job of holding. Since the mind governs the world of air and thought, we can think of this as holding with the mind. What this implies is that once we know the outcome we desire, we can hold the image of it fully completed and the emotion that invokes in our mind. Our mind does not know the difference between a thought and reality, so it moves to create whatever it is holding. Our job then becomes to hold our desired outcomes in our mind, no matter what is out picturing in front of us. We've heard that today too. At first, this can take a little practice. But once our mind gets addicted to the good feeling chemicals that this practice stimulates, it becomes easier and easier. It may take a while for the outcome to manifest in the outer world, but we are already having the experience in our minds and can remain content until it does. What outcome do you need to hold with your mind? And then fire, Sagittarius, expansion. Sagittarius teaches us the importance of growth and expansion. Its energy is dynamic, outgoing, constantly questing for new ideas and physical experiences on all levels. It's a seeker of truth and always enjoys bringing the new truths back for the tribe. Sagittarius encourages us to expand our consciousness passionately. It can bring passion, freedom, growth, and development to any endeavor. Where do you need to let Sagittarius spark your passion for growth, expansion, and liberation? The sun is in Sag generally from November 22nd to December 21st. So journal for a minute with fire and Sagittarius. See if there's anything that you need to expand on this year. And then spirit, the center of the wheel. And in the spirit door, I pulled growth. Perfect, right? Spirit is all about growth, inner growth, outer growth. It matters not. Spiritual development is the only game in town, and growth is the only way through the maze that we call life. As we move through our lives, sometimes we can feel like our growth is stunted. We may feel stagnant and lethargic. During those times, the adage is true: you can't stand still. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. If you're not growing, you're dying. Call on spirit to assist you in your growth, or calling on spirit to assist you in your growth is the perfect solution for stagnation. So, where do you need to grow? And then I also pulled a money card, prosperity card. Here I pulled budget. Makes perfect sense. I know that sometimes this is considered a dirty word. It took me years to begin to befriend this word and allow it to work for me. There are many games we can play with ourselves that cause us to avoid or ignore this practice. But right now, this is a practice that I feel is very important. There are also games we can play that help us get into the habit of doing it. For instance, rather than feeling like it's a cage that keeps you from enjoying life, begin to see it as a plan, a roadmap, or a guide. When I do my budget at the beginning of the month, I see it as placing my order to the universe. The mindset I hold is this: I'm here to do a job for the universe. I'm in alignment with my purpose and I'm doing my job. Here are all the things I'm going to need in order to do that job with their costs, line by line. Then I total it and put it away. And I may check in with it in the middle of the month and then at the end to see how I did. But I allow the universe to bring me what I need. And in turn, I use those gifts just as I said I would. This all comes with an attitude of allowing myself to be provided for rather than feeling confined or limited. It also helps me see what's coming and be prepared for any unforeseen events. So if you have difficulty with this word, try it this way for a few months and see what happens. My experience is that I always have more than what I budgeted for. And that is what I put away for savings. So there's a cushion. So that's one way to look at it. It's not the only way. There's tons of ways out there. But um, money touches every single thing we do in life. And it's just a tool that the divine gives us to use. So it behooves us to use it wisely. When we do, my experience is that we're blessed for that. Okay, take another moment and begin to, it's like you've had time to think about seeds, you've had time to get guidance from the elements. And I just want to take a moment and remind everyone, you know, in our physical world and all the pictures that we see as we go through this, our physical world, we see the elements, we see the outpicturing of them, just like we see the outpicturing of our bodies. But our bodies are just the vehicle we ride in. Our bodies aren't us. They're just an expression of us. Us, we, me and you, live in our soul. That's the part of us that never changes. The elements are no different. What we see out there is an outward expression of their consciousness. They are conscious beings and they're here to support us. And, if you go back and look hard enough, all of the master teachers taught this. They taught to connect with the elements as if they were our spiritual, energetic helpers. And they are. So use them that way and let them really support you through the transformation that we're going through. So take a minute and bring all of your seeds together and set an intention for this Imbolc season, which is, the beginning of the growing season of what we want to grow. While you're writing your intentions, I want to share with everyone that we are opening up another session of Source Light Priestess. We begin February 27th on the new moon. It is my firm belief that this planet needs priestesses right now more than ever to anchor the stability and safety that we need for the next 7 generations. She can help you bring the grace into the world that so desperately needs it, and she needs you. So if you're not in a priestess circle, but you would like to be in one, or if you're interested in doing that, need to chat with me, reach out, and you can learn all about it on the kathyforrest.com website and Source Light Priestess. All right, we're going to get up and move. We're going to activate all of those intentions. So this is when we really jump in and do the thing. We make it go. And Val, yes, I too am so sorry to hear about that tree. That just means we need to plant some more. Let's get up and move a little bit. All right, everyone. I give thanks to the elemental forces for holding space for us. I give thanks for these beautiful souls that are stepping up to plant their seeds and do their sacred work. And I close this circle in the light. All right, everyone. Love you all. Bright blessings and bulk blessings to everyone. And good to see all your happy faces. And I will see some of you again tomorrow and the rest of the week. All right. See you soon.